Welcome back, everybody. Today's gonna be day 14 of the cut. We're gonna be hitting some back today. Today, I'm gonna focus on hypertrophy. We're gonna hit wide grip pull downs, straight rows, maybe some more pull downs, definitely rear delts and shrugs. Maybe I'll be doing pull-ups for back too, something like that, with some arms afterwards. That's really the kind of goal today, is just get a good back pump and hit some arms. My back's already killing me. I worked every day of this entire 6-day streak, so I'm just already killing. You know, my back's just killing me. You guys have seen though, my diet usually is more of like eggs, fruits, oatmeal, sometimes cereal, mainly just like stuff like that. A lot of oats and eggs. That's really what I eat. That's really what I like to eat. So I end up going a little overboard with those kind of most of the time. I get a lot of my calories from that, which sounds really weird, but I end up getting at least about 1,200 of my 3,000 calories from just egg whites and oats. So the reason I do a hypertrophy day and then a strength day is because, a strength day and then a hypertrophy day is because it really helps me hit failure optimally. If I did just strength all the time, I'd be too sore, I'd be too in pain. It just wouldn't work because I wouldn't always hit failure. You know, when you're actually hitting more than 8-ish reps, you're gonna feel it a lot more, and you know, afterwards, and not just the soreness, but in a sort of gains sense. You know, I used to ego lift for the longest time. When my first year was ego lifting, you don't get very far by just trying to lift it for 1 to 2, 3 reps. 4 reps, you're starting to get where it works, but it's just not worth it. You know, it'll work, it's not gonna be as optimal, is all I'm saying. Really going in there and hitting a strength day is gonna make it so you can focus on your strength goals, and then hitting a hypertrophy day is gonna help you make sure that your joints aren't getting hurt, you're making sure that your form is right, and that you're getting the right stretch to the muscle. And that's why you want to kind of do 2 different days, if you ask me. But you guys will see through the progress of all this if it works or not. So I don't know, you guys can tell me. I think I've made a pretty good amount of progress so far. My start was only on the hammer strength incline press machine. I could only get 4 or 5 reps with 2 plates aside. I got 9 or 10 the other day, so you know, that's pretty good. Anyways, we're gonna be going into the gym in just a second, so peace out, guys.
No rim with my tech 9. Here I go again, in no rim with my tech 9. Here I go again, in no rim with my tech 9. Here I go again, in no rim with my tech 9. Here I go again, in no rim with my tech 9. Here I go again.